He lost his father at 3. He lost his best friend at 29. He lost his daughter before she ever took a breath. And 18 months later, he lost the woman he loved. By any measure, life gave this man every reason to become bitter, cold, broken. Instead, he became the kindest man in Hollywood. He gave away millions. He rode the subway. He sat alone on a park bench eating a sandwich, and the whole world felt his sadness through a single photograph. This is the story of Keanu Reeves, and by the end of it, you will understand why the internet does not just like him. It protects him. September 2nd, 1964. Beirut, Lebanon. A boy is born to an English costume designer and a Chinese-Hawaiian geologist. They name him Keanu, a Hawaiian word meaning cool breeze over the mountains. A beautiful name. A complicated beginning. When Keanu is 3 years old, his father walks out. He will see him only a handful of times for the rest of his life. Later, Keanu will say that the last real memory he has of his father is a single night on a porch in Hawaii, looking at the stars. His mother keeps moving. Sydney, New York, and finally Toronto, Canada. New cities, new stepfathers, new schools. By the time Keanu is a teenager, he has lived through 4 high schools and a childhood with no solid ground beneath it. And there is something else, something nobody has a name for yet. The words on the page will not sit still. Reading feels like fighting. Keanu is dyslexic in an era when teachers just call you slow, so he finds the one place where none of that matters: the ice. On a hockey rink, nobody asks you to read. Keanu becomes a goalkeeper, and a good one. His teammates give him a nickname: the Wall. Nothing gets past him. For a while, he dreams of playing for Canada, of the Olympics. But there is another pull: a drama class, a stage. A place where a kid who can barely read a textbook discovers he can become anyone. At 17, he makes his choice. He drops out of school, gets his license, and eventually points an old car, a 1969 Volvo, toward Los Angeles, with a manager's phone number and almost nothing else. Hollywood does not know what to do with him. His name is too ethnic, they say. One manager suggests he change it. For a brief, humiliating moment, he actually auditions under a fake name before deciding he would rather fail as Keanu Reeves than succeed as somebody else. Then, in 1989, a goofy time travel comedy changes everything. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Suddenly, the kid from Toronto is famous. But fame, he is about to learn, protects you from nothing. In the early 90s, Keanu's closest friend is a young actor named River Phoenix. They make My Own Private Idaho together in 1991. They are more than co-stars. They are brothers. 2 sensitive young men trying to stay human inside a machine designed to consume them. Halloween night, 1993. Outside a club on the Sunset Strip called the Viper Room, River Phoenix collapses on the sidewalk. He dies of an overdose. He is 23 years old. Keanu is 29. And this is the moment his understanding of loss stops being a childhood memory and becomes a lifelong companion. He does not talk about it much. That will become a pattern. Keanu Reeves does not perform his grief. He carries it. 1994. A bus that cannot slow down. A bomb that will explode if it does. Speed turns Keanu Reeves into a global action star. And then, 5 years later, comes the phone call that changes cinema itself. A strange script. 2 unknown directors. A story about a hacker who discovers reality is a lie. Everyone tells him it is a risk. He says yes. The Matrix, 1999. Neo. The black coat. The bullet time. A worldwide phenomenon that earns hundreds of millions and turns Keanu into one of the most famous faces on the planet. He is 35 years old. He has everything. And this is exactly when life decides to take everything that actually matters. Through the late 90s, Keanu falls in love with a young woman named Jennifer Syme. In 1999, they are expecting a daughter. They have already chosen her name, Ava. On Christmas Eve, just weeks before the due date, the doctors can no longer find a heartbeat. Ava is stillborn. There is no funeral the world watches, no headline that can hold it. Just 2 people, shattered, trying to survive a silence where a child should have been. The grief is too heavy. It pulls them apart. They separate, but they stay close, still trying to heal, still bound by the daughter they lost. Then, in April 2001, 18 months after Ava, Jennifer is killed in a car accident in Los Angeles. She was 28. In the space of a year and a half, Keanu Reeves has buried his daughter and the woman he loved. He is asked about it years later. What he says is not bitter. It is one of the most honest sentences ever spoken about loss. Grief changes shape, but it never ends. Here's where this story could turn dark. It never does. While filming The Matrix, Keanu's younger sister, Kim, is fighting leukemia, a battle that lasts nearly a decade. Keanu does not just visit. He becomes her caregiver. He reportedly pours millions into her treatment and quietly funds cancer research through a foundation he refuses to put his name on. When asked why, his answer is simple. The money helps either way. The name does not matter. The stories pile up over the years, almost all of them revealed by other people, never by him. He hands enormous portions of his Matrix earnings to the crews, the costume designers, the special effects teams, the invisible people who built the magic. He buys motorcycles for his stunt team. He takes pay cuts so studios can afford better co-stars. He gives up his seat on the subway to strangers who have no idea the man standing next to them is worth over $100 million. A film crew member once said the entire set would go quiet with respect when he arrived. Not out of fear, but out of love. He never surrounded himself with luxury. For years, he lived in hotels. When you have lost what he has lost, you learn a brutal truth. Nothing you can buy will bring any of it back. So why cling to any of it? June 2010. A paparazzi photo appears online. Keanu, alone on a New York bench, eating a sandwich, staring at the ground. The internet names it Sad Keanu. But something unusual happens. Instead of mockery, the meme becomes a wave of affection. Strangers organize a Cheer Up Keanu Day. Millions of people who have never met him decide, collectively, that this man deserves protection. And then, the comeback. 2014. A small, violent revenge film that no one expects to succeed. John Wick. A grieving man. A stolen car. A murdered dog that was a final gift from his dying wife. Audiences understand instantly why no one on earth could play this role but him. The pain is not acted. It is translated. John Wick becomes a billion-dollar franchise, and Keanu Reeves, at 50, becomes a bigger star than he was at 30. In 2019, on a late-night talk show, the host asks him a question meant as a joke. What do you think happens when we die, Keanu Reeves? The audience laughs. Keanu pauses. And then, quietly, I know that the ones who love us will miss us. The room goes silent, because that is it. That is the whole philosophy of a man who has buried a father's love, a best friend, a daughter, a partner, and answered all of it, not with anger, but with gentleness. Keanu Reeves never asked the world to feel sorry for him. He just kept showing up, kept giving, kept being kind in an industry, in a world where kindness is the rarest currency of all, a cool breeze over the mountains. Some names, it turns out, are prophecies.